on the theme Winning Strategies of Strong Brands. A very interesting lineup for today. We have a presentation by the champion teams of business plan and paper presentation, followed by closing with the valedictory session. May I now invite the chairman of the first session, Mr. R.A. Sridhar, whole-time director, Amco Batteries Limited, to take his place on the dais. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chairman, Mr. Sridhar, with a round of applause. I also invite the winning team from Hindustan University, represented by Pradeep and Abhisimhan. They are the winning teams of the business plan competition. Mr. R.A. Sridhar is the whole-time director of Amco Batteries Limited. He joined Amco Batteries as a senior industrial engineer and rose to head the factories of the company. He then headed the marketing department before becoming the chief operating officer in charge of the entire operations of Amco Batteries Limited. Member of the Confederation of Indian Industries Task Force Committee, he is also committee member of Madras Management Association. I hand over the session to the chairman, Mr. R.A. Sridhar.
Yeah, good morning. I just want to say that if there is a will to win and the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential, these are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence, which is what you're all looking forward to. And this is said by Confucius. Confucius has also said that a man who does not plan long ahead will find trouble at his door. Benjamin Franklin said that by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. So a plan is needed all the time. H. Stanley Judd said that a good plan is like a road map. It shows the final destination and how to reach there. All of you are students of management. You're going to take a career in management in whichever areas you have decided to select yourself. And planning is one of the most important things in your life, in your career. You will see that if you plan well, your actions will move in the direction in which you want, keeping an objective in mind. So the next presentation, which is on business plan by the Hindustan University's team. Yeah, I think you're all very popular. Chennai has its own qualities. You didn't have teams coming to support you here.
A very good morning to one and all present here. First of all, I would like to thank MMA for giving us an opportunity to present our venture in front of a huge audience. Seriously, it means a lot. I'm Abhisimhan and this is Pradeep Balasubramanian. We are from Hindustan University. We would like to thank our teachers, especially Rajkumar sir, Archana ma'am and Tony sir for helping us throughout the plan. We are aviation MBA students, first years apparently. So that's why we were very passionate about starting up an airline, that is Peacock Airlines. It's actually a combi airline. Let me tell you what a combi airline is. We'll be remodeling an aircraft in such a way that both passengers and cargo can be carried in the same flight. And we'll be buying an Airbus 320 to be exact, which has a passenger capacity of 180. We'll be remodeling in such a way that 140 seats will be occupied by the passengers and the rest of the space will be utilized for cargo. That is 2,700 kilograms to be exact on every flight. And we'll be having 8 flights per day. Since it's a regional carrier, we'll be targeting on the southern zone, that is Chennai, Hyderabad, Cochin, Bangalore. And on Wednesdays, we'll be flying to Port Blair, mainly because of the cargo. And then for buying an Airbus 320, we'll be spending $46.65 million, which has a 15% down payment, which costs up to $6.9975 million. And we'll be taking a loan, which is 3,96,52,500 US. We'll be paying it in installments at a monthly repayment rate of 6%, which will take us 25 years. And in the Indian currency, it sums up to 1,71,17,294. Now coming to the pricing strategy, Peacock is mainly targeting on the second tier system. That is, for the tickets will be charged at a competitive rate depending on the competitive airlines at the same time, and will be increasing the rate subsequently depending on the number of seats left and also the amount of cargo which we have in the flight. And it's not a no-frill airline. We'll be providing complimentary services on board, which includes a snack like a sandwich or a burger and a complimentary drink, of course. Now, let me tell you why our airline is actually different from the other airlines. I'll just give you with an example so that it'll be much easier for me to convince you. Today is the 15th of October, right? So if you're flying to Hyderabad on 15th of November and you're booking a ticket right now, today, the ticket price will be like 2,600. It's a very reasonable rate, and you book the tickets. And at the first week of November, your friend calls you and says that he also wants to be on the same flight. And then on the first week of November, your friend books a ticket. The ticket will be like 4,600. Which is actually 50% more of the rate. But he doesn't have any other option. He books a ticket. Both of you will be sitting on the same flight, on the economy class, eating the same food, looking at the same air hostess. Come on, that's not fair. This won't happen in our airlines. If the ticket will be 2,100 charging, the final rate will be 2,675, which is the main reason we'll be targeting on the IT employees who's going to book the tickets just 1 week prior to their trip. This is going to help us for our marketing strategies because we are going to have tie-up with all the IT companies in our locations like Cochin, Bangalore, Chennai and Hyderabad. We'll be having a loyalty program with all the IT employees, which is similar to the frequent flyer program but in a different percentile way. We are not going to spend much for the traditional advertising strategies. Our target will be mainly on the social media. We'll be having push-up mails for all the service providers. And also, since Cochin is one of our destinations, we'll be having the tie-up with the Kerala government. As you all know, Cochin is a famous tourist spot. So it will be like a bilateral and a reciprocal arrangement with the government. And we'll be also having tie-up with banks, which is our preferred banking partner. We'll be planning for code sharing subsequently, because we are planning to get 2 more aircrafts at the end of the 3rd or 4th month once we start the airlines. And I'm very proud to say this is a combi airline. No other airline has ever started in India. Coming to the cargo details, go to the other slide. You can see the different flow of cargo in all the airports: Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Cochin. And we are from a very reliable source. We can say like 52,000 pounds of cargo has been transferred from between Chennai and Cochin every single day. And about the cargo rates, we are charging 50 rupees less than what Blue Dart actually charges for the cargo. So that is a big advantage for us. And on every Wednesday we'll be flying to Port Blair, mainly because we are targeting on the marine cargo and all the social commodities between Chennai and Andaman. That's why. Now I'm handing over to the founder and the CFO of the airlines, Pradeep.
Yeah. Hello. So our operation plan starts like this. The first flight starts from Chennai at 6 o'clock in the morning. Flight duration is 1 hour 10 minutes. So we land there. We reach there at 7:10. Passenger occupancy expected is close to 60 to 70% in the morning. That's during the peak hours. 120 passengers. Cargo expected is around 1 ton. And then we go there. 40 minutes is the turnaround time. We start back at 7:50. Get back to Chennai at 9. And same occupancy expected because it's during the peak hours. And then the next flight is to Kochi. It's like slightly placed in an off-peak time. So what happens is we have assumed occupancy of just around 80 passengers, which is close to 45 to 50% of the original capacity of the aircraft. And then we're expecting our cargo occupancy to be around 1 ton again, because as he said, 52,000 pounds are being taken from Chennai to Kochi on every day. And that is done by SpiceJet, Jet Airways, Blue Dart, and you have Air India as well doing. So we would take a portion of it. We have kept the base as 1 ton, which is the least that we can take. So the profits could only be more and cannot be less than this. And then the fourth leg, coming back to Chennai from Kochi, mainly why we are hopping like this is to have a round trip advantage for the passengers. And we start back at 11:25, get back at 12:30, and then there is a break. Because during off-peak time, it's better to pay parking charges and have your aircraft on the tarmac rather than operating a flight during the off-peak time. So the next flight is only at 5:30 in the evening, and that is back to Hyderabad. And it's again, the peak hour starts from 5:30 to 10:30 at night, right? So we are mainly focusing on the peak hours. And we start at 5:30, we'll reach there at 6:40, 40 minutes turnaround time. And we start back at 7:20, get back to Chennai at 8:30. And then we have a final route that is Bangalore, which starts at 9:10, go there at 10:10. 40 minutes again turnaround time, and we get back to Chennai at 11:45, and that ends the day for us. But on Wednesdays alone, we have another flight to Port Blair. And there's another thing that I have to share with you. An aircraft that takes cargo from Chennai to Andaman every week, it's about 50,000 tons every week. So we want to focus weekly between Chennai and Port Blair, and the cargo commodities can be the basic commodities, the marine products and all that. So we have got one flight to Port Blair every week on Wednesday, and that is during the off-peak time. And this doesn't really affect us because we are mainly focusing on the cargo. So even if the passenger occupancy goes below 30%, we can still make up for the profitability. And that is your on Wednesdays, because you go to Port Blair, there's a slight change in the timing. We have cancelled our flight to Bangalore, so our fifth leg to Hyderabad will be a little later. So we get back from Hyderabad at around 10:30, and that ends the day. So no flight to Bangalore on Wednesdays. And I just want to show you some financial plan, which is another file. Page down. Yeah, the next page. So that's how it is. When the first leg when you're flying from point A to point B, you're supposed to pay charges like route navigation charges, in addition to your fuel costs I'm talking about, terminal landing facility charges, then you have the landing charges in each respective airport, and then you have the fuel cost. It's the most important component of your, cost component basically. And the trip fuel required from Chennai Hyderabad is 2,901 liters approximately, and according to the DGCA regulations, you have to provide 5% for contingency, which comes close to 148 liters. Taxi fuel of 200 liters, that's to get your aircraft to the runway and back to the gate on your arrival airport. And then you have the other non-fuel costs, that is, say, route navigation charges, terminal landing facility charges, landing charges, ground handling. We are outsourcing a ground handling to Badra International Services, and they charge rupees 82,000 for both your cargo handling as well as your ground handling. And then we are using ground power unit. The reason why we aren't using auxiliary power unit is it's more expensive than a ground power unit. So that comes around 6,950 during your stay in one particular airport. That is to have your basic instruments and basic the electric power on the aircraft when the aircraft is on the ground and the engines are not running. And this goes like this. You're supposed to provide your reserve fuel and alternative fuel also as per DGCA regulations. You're provided for that also. Page down, can you use it here? Yeah, so third leg, as we said, after coming back from Hyderabad, you go back to Kochi. And the same charges except for the fuel. The fuel cost alone will vary depending on your flight distance, but rest of the things pretty much remains the same. And the cost of operating a fifth leg, that is again Chennai Hyderabad in the evening, that comes close to rupees 2,72,028 rupees. And your fifth leg, again, as it's like same operation plan what I told you earlier. And then the leg that is on Wednesday to Port Blair, and that cost us about 5,14,080 rupees. And then this is your profitability statement basically. Minimum profit that we are expected to earn from selling of tickets, that is about 15,32,000. That is for one day, that consists of 8 legs. And if on Wednesdays it comes around 18,88,000. That includes a flight to Port Blair, Andaman. And the minimum revenue expected per month is about 9 crores 60 lakhs 88,000. Now coming down to the maintenance part. The maintenance can be split up into 4 types: A checks, B checks, C checks and D checks. A checks and B checks can be done by the airline itself in our own base airport by our own mechanics, because A check is actually done on a day-to-day basis by most airlines, and B check maybe once in 2 months, so it's not a problem. The main problem comes with C checks and D checks, for which airlines used to go abroad, especially for a domestic carrier where we don't have the international permit to fly. We can't carry passengers during our visit to the international MROs. So for example, Paramount had to fly to Singapore for every check, and that really cost them a lot because they didn't have the passengers on board. It was almost like a free flight to Singapore every time they had to go there. But now we have GMR, their own MRO in Hyderabad, so we can go there and have our C checks and D checks. And D checks is about once in 7 years. That's the most expensive checks for any airline company. And this aircraft is a brand new aircraft, so we don't have to worry about the maintenance D check for the next 7 years. We have provided towards D check rupees 10 lakh out of each month's profits. So by the time you come down to the end of the 7th year, you have sufficient profits to meet out your D check, and it's not a financial burden at that point of time. So
you have 1 minute left, please.
And your monthly profit that's expected after paying all these maintenance and all that comes around rupees 72 lakhs 28,000. And again, this is the comparison basically, the pricing as he said. And the pilot training, that is again a crucial part. It's just not about recruiting the pilots and making them fly entire period actually. You're supposed to provide regular pilot training, recurrent training, have to get them medically fit, and that we're providing 42 lakhs every month. So eventually what you have in your hands after paying all your liabilities and everything comes around rupees 30 lakhs, 28,380 per month. And that is about 3 crores and 60 lakhs a year. And for startup airline, it's pretty good. So we are coming out with the combi concept, which no airline has done in India. So we believe it's going to work. And India is certainly a market where it can work, because even if the passenger occupancy goes below, the cargo will still help us out, because there's frequent movement of cargo between different cities. That's the concept with which we're coming, and something I'm proud to say no other airline has tried in India. So that's the concept. We believe it's going to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Pradeep, and thank you, Absiman. We don't have time for questions, so the Hindustan University team, which is so active, cheering their team, can ask any question they want outside. All right. I assure you one thing. I'll be one of your first passengers, provided your airline succeeds with these competitive prices. Remember, all airlines are bleeding, so it's a pretty tough job. All the very best. It was a very good presentation. So thank you both the teams. Thank you, Bhavani and Tanish. Thank you, Pradeep and Abhisimran. It was very good. I think the business plan was good. Your presentation, the paper theme on brands was good. I'm sure all of you have benefited out of this. Yeah, one question. Yes, please.
Yeah, this is Shivkumar Bellan, brand consultant and a business consultant. I must say 3 cheers to Hindustan University. Because as we do the business plan, it's very clear from their presentation how serious they are about their venture. Okay, first I would like to say about the excellent things we did and the areas of improvement. First of all the airline industry, I do not know why they have not thought of a brand name of Peacock, because to me, being in South, it seems to be an excellent branding, because Lord Muruga, his vehicle is Peacock. That is one of an amazing, branding strategy. Okay,
that was the reason, sir, why we went with this concept. Basically.
Exactly. Okay, I think you scored over there in terms of branding. Okay. The second important thing, I think you have done a lot of research as compared to the airline, what would be the cost involved in even in parking the airline, because that is one of the very expensive things in airline industry, because my uncle is from DGCA, so I have a great idea about how the airline functions. So the basic, like how you optimize the utilization of an airline is to keep it continuously running. You cannot park the airline for any amount of time, because that is more expensive. The cost of running the airline is lesser than parking it in the bay, which is expensive. I think that's a good thing. Second compliment, we have worked on a lot of numbers over there. Great thing you have done. Third important thing is that what I see is that 2 things of areas of improvement is that you should really work on the strategic statement. Okay, I think in the presentation you might have done a back-end work, but I found that in your presentation a strategic statement was missing. Okay, that's one thing. And you have to arrive at a critical success factor. A critical success factor will decide, the one key thing for the success of your airline. I think these 2 things, if you work on, I think rest of the things, the financials, you have so nicely done it. So these 2 things, if you, you're able to do it in a nice way, I think definitely you will have a lot of people to venture into your business. Okay, and wish you all the best.
Thanks
and
a lot,
you need any support, you can contact us.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you once again. We don't have any more time. And as he rightly said, the CSF is very important. Critical success factor for all of you. Okay, thanks a lot.
The first prize and the winner, the first prize is Pradeep and Abhishman, Hindustan University of cash over 25,000. Pradeep and Abhishman from Hindustan University.